Hello everybody and welcome back to Casual Gamer Oz as we now move into our 6th season here on F1 2017 career mode with Toro Rosso driver Ben Waterworth. My name is Ben Waterworth and can you believe we're here for our 6th season and we have still with the same team. It's frustrating, it's ridiculous. But we've discovered a few things with this, actually. As you would, first of all, have been able to tell, we've gone straight into this. Haven't done any extra online races in between 5 and 6 because we decided to get straight into this. We just want to get through this season to try and change teams. And essentially, a little bit of research, and you would have heard me talk, I guess, in the end of Season 5 there. And I think in one of the last videos I said, wouldn't it be silly if you have to get your reputation level all the way to the end of the screen in order to actually get an offer from another team? Turns out that's actually what you have to do. So despite the fact that my reputation is quite high with other teams, which I don't think we can really have a look at here in our screen here before qualifying, it actually doesn't matter for shit because I actually do need to have my reputation all the way at the other end to get offers. So what we're going to do here is we have reduced the level of difficulty down to 60. We are going to go against what we said towards the end of last season. We're going to be using flashbacks when needed. We're not going to try and go out of our way here, obviously, to go too crazy. But we want to get through this season and get a damn offer. We have, just for people who might be joining, this is the very first video you're watching on Casual Gamer Oz. Through 5 career mode seasons on F1 2017, we haven't even gotten an offer from Sauber or McLaren. We have been with Toro Rosso since day one. No other team have offered us any season. We did have a couple of poor seasons 2 and 3. 4 we improved heavily, and 5 obviously we won a couple of races and implemented a few flashbacks. But before the British Grand Prix, I had not used a single flashback, basically in my entire career. And had gone on, what was it, about a 30-odd race streak without using flashbacks in terms of finishing races. I was doing pretty well, proud of myself, but obviously it didn't amount to much. We've got our reputation the highest it's ever been. We finished 5th in the championship last season, 175 points. We won 2 races. We got multiple podiums. We had 17 points finishes in total out of 20 races. So this time around, we are going to essentially use it when we have to. So I'm going to go into this. You want to actually hear me, see me race. So we are going to, wherever we can, try our best to obviously go through to get this reputation up as high as we can. And yeah, we will be using flashbacks when needed. So again, we're not going to go completely overboard with these. There will be times when we will let things slide. But for the most part, we need to be, I guess, winning constantly, challenging for poles, challenging for podiums constantly. And if that means we have to use a flashback every now and then we will. So if this is the first time you're tuning into Casual Gamer Oz, be assured this is not generally how we do things. I highly recommend going back and watching some of the other ones, and then you can maybe see how bad I am and how frustrated I get at very little things too. So yeah, so welcome to Season 6. They're the rules we're setting out for ourselves because we are going to get out of Toro Rosso for Season 7. So this is Season 6. This is going to be our last season in this godforsaken team. And who knows, we might even end up in Ferrari. Yes, I guess you could technically say you're rigging it or cheating a little bit in terms of doing it. But do you really want to see me drive 10 seasons for one team getting as frustrated and angry as I do? Maybe you do. I don't really know. But anyway. So it looks like we're going to be off to a bit of a poor start here because I'm really not doing anything wrong with this qualifying lap. Have not made any mistakes. And for some reason, it looks as though we are going to miss out on. We're just going to sneak home in 15th. Just. Alright. Well, that is our highest ever qualifying in Melbourne. But in terms of getting up a little bit higher for some reputation points, not exactly the best overall. But there you go. Hamilton and Raikkonen on the front row. Hamilton getting pole in Australia. It's generally always the Ferraris get pole in Malaysia, but Australia, why did I say Malaysia? Anyway, so let's see what we can do for the race, and as we try and make this a season, our last season for Toro Rosso. And we're going to move into that now. Alright, so best ever finish here, actually, is that our best qualifying? It is. Our best ever finish here in Albert Park came back in our 4th season on F1 2017 when we got 13th. So we've never actually finished in the points here at Albert Park, believe it or not. And again, this is a circuit that I actually really do like. Now, we got a couple of upgrades added to our car through our massive amount of development points that we had at the end of last season. So I think it was a bit of the chassis and a bit of the one at the front of the rear wing, one of the wings. Now look at our reputation. Okay, so just in case you were wondering what I was talking about in terms of having our reputation up. Now we thought that was quite good last year. We thought, oh, okay, surely we're going to get some offers there. Our reputation needs to be all the way to the right hand side of the screen. It needs to fill the entire bar up. So stupid me thought, well, okay, it doesn't really need to be that filled up. It looks pretty filled up to me, but nope. Through a bit of research, I can tell you that we have to fill all of those up. So that is our goal for the rest of this season. Okay, so it looks like we're going to dry race. Now, we're still not going to fiddle with things like settings and things like that, but again, we're going to try our darndest to overachieve where we can and basically go for podiums every race. Podium is generally going to be... I'm not going to say podium minimum, just because, you know, a race like this where we're 15th on the grid, you know, our goal might only be to finish in 12th. So therefore, if we got 7th, that will be good enough for us, I think, moving forward with our reputation. Obviously, you know, we want to be able to race some of the top teams. We want to not take any of these guys out. And, yeah, we have a bit of a habit of damaging front wings and everything along those lines. So you might get frustrated watching these, thinking, oh my god, stop using flashbacks in certain points. But, you know, if it comes to like damaging a front wing or something like that, when a move that we could have easily made or something along those lines, that's where we'll do it. So just that FYI. Also, as we start here, we have, of course, developed this car in our seasons to at least have the most powerful engine in all of Formula 1. So that's a positive, and I'm going to straight away have to use a flashback here. See, this is where you are going to get frustrated, folks, because this is what I'm going to end up having to do. Whoa, I've got a car behind me. Oh, see, alright. This is going to be so frustrating for new viewers here of Casual Gamer Oz. Whoa, okay. What was that rule I said about only using it occasionally? Clearly, I'm breaking that rule here. As I get warned with a collision with Van Dorn there. Anyway, as I was trying to say before, we have the most powerful engine in Formula 1. Easily. We've developed that a lot of the way up, so we are easily the most powerful engine in all of Formula 1. So that's a positive, and we've done that obviously through our own hard work. But when it comes to other parts of the car, obviously we're still developing that there to catch up to the rest of the field. So that's just a bit of an update in case, again, this might be your very first time watching Casual Gamer Oz, and you're thinking that I'm just a cop-out and done no development, and I'm such a bad racer that I have to reduce the difficulty enough and use flashbacks. But yeah. Again, for those of you who have been on this journey with me since Season 1, you would understand why. For those who are joining in right now, or this is the very first one you've watched, then you probably won't understand as much as the other people. But anyway, that is just a little update. Now, I'm going to keep that little screen open because obviously we're keeping this in rich mode at the moment just to see if we can keep pace with these guys in front of me. And we seem to be hanging on slightly. Now, Ocon also is my rival, somebody who I've actually finally... I think I had 2 rivalry wins last season, didn't I? I'd never had a rivalry win until Season 5. That's really showing you how poorly we had been doing for a long portion of this time. Our second and third seasons were just woeful. So obviously I think that really set us back. And I also think probably too, I was a little bit uneducated when it comes to this new system of reputation is the word I'm looking for. So that too also, you know, assuming that I can get offers based off the tiniest amount of reputation, and we're going to obviously do a flashback after that piss poor overtake move there. So that obviously set us back slightly on the grand scheme of things here too on our career mode. I'm not a fan. I'm not just saying this as you know, a whinge against the fact that we've just had not offers. I'm not a fan of this new reputation system. I mean, even on F1 2016, you didn't have to work this hard to just even get an offer from, you know, a team around you, if that makes sense. You know, I should be getting offers from Sauber or McLaren, or, you know, at least like a Haas or something along those lines. The fact that not even one of those teams wants to offer me something after winning 2 Grand Prix last year, I mean, that's a joke. That is an absolute joke. So, I really hope that's something that Codemasters can fix, because I think they've made it way too difficult now in order for, you know, particular people like me who, you know, aren't that good in the grand scheme of things and have to rely on things like flashbacks. If you finally say to yourself, well, I'm going to be good and not use flashbacks and just deal with it, you know, I think that's definitely something that they need to fix. And as I've said so many times throughout these videos, you know, you get way more punished for making a mistake rather than you do for getting rewarded for actually doing really well. So that is definitely something that they need to fix, and I hope that that can come in a patch or something along those lines. But anyway, we're here now. We've altered it to make it just a little bit easier for us. I don't feel exactly good about it entirely, because I was enjoying the fact that I was doing this on a fairly, you know, a pretty difficulty level. I mean, I was on, I think, 72 there for a while, which might not sound a lot to all these people who can race on like 90 and things like that, but for me, I found it was a good level, because I mean, you know, I still got a podium on that level and I still was doing decent. I just kept making mistakes and just wasn't able to catch up, because we obviously had such a long period there without development. But I don't really feel good having to decrease it as much as I have, and I don't really, I mean, I kind of got used to not using flashbacks there, so I kind of made it, you know, a little bit more tense for me moving forward. Whereas now I'm obviously a little bit more relaxed, knowing that if I fuck up, I can just press the old reset button there. So anyway, we're doing decently here at the moment. We're 10th, which, as I said, you know, we only need 15th. So, you know, I'm not going to push, you know, restart this 100 times over because we haven't got a podium. We're still in the points here, and we still look like we can catch Perez in front of us here. We've still got 2 and a bit laps to go. So I definitely feel that the qualifying once again will let us down. I mean, qualifying 15th, not a good thing, and I think it almost feels like Australia has become a little bit more of a difficult track here in the game. You know, I love this circuit, obviously, being Australian and having attended this Grand Prix multiple times. But yeah, I feel like this is a little bit more difficult this time around. So anyway, 2 more laps to go here. Obviously used a few flashbacks this time around, but it's technically still no retirement, as in we didn't flashback it off the back of a retirement. Now, we could have maybe dived on one there, but we're certainly catching Perez here. Certainly got a bit of pace on him. We're still on the rich mode, which we're just obviously going to have to closely monitor. We might try and get ahead of these 2 cars, and if we do, then I feel as though rich mode can be switched off, and we can stick to standard mode for the rest of the Grand Prix. You've actually got to really analyse the fact of what I said before. You know, I'm driving a Toro Rosso. I won 2 Grand Prix last year, and I think I got at least 6 podiums, did I not? 17 points finishes out of 20. And if you analyse it, technically no retirements. How does Renault not offer me a point? I mean, keeping Jolyon Palmer. Hulkenberg scored like 2 points. Carlos Sainz has not scored any points in this game for Toro Rosso since the very first season. And yet I got a warning. Was it season 3 I got a warning? I mean, seriously, people, go figure. That is just ridiculous. Ridiculous logic. But hey, that's the algorithms that Codemasters have included in this game. Should get DRS coming into the last corner, which I will. Just on the rich mode still as well. Now, we're not going to do invitationals this season, I've decided, just to keep a bit of momentum flowing here. Plus, we've raced in all the cars that are available to us. I haven't actually, still haven't downloaded the 88 McLaren, which, you know, I keep saying is I'm going to get just around Perez here. Well, no. Okay, we're going to flashback that, baby. Yeah, I keep saying that I will, but I have yet to go through with that. So, that will be the only one that we will do in the meantime, if at all I do download that at all this season, or if we have to wait to next season, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, so we're not going to be doing invitationals, just to go with the flow here of getting through this season. It might be something we bring back in a future season, depending on who we drive for. I'm actually going to... Whoa, pressing the wrong buttons. I don't mean to be this anal with it, but I think we've got Perez here. I really think we have him. If I can just stay on the track. Whoa! Don't know if I clipped my wing there. Get a warning. I'm getting a warning from Jeffrey as well. Not sure they've got Grosjean here. The speed differential. I want to use rich mode, but I kind of can't. I mean, I can, but I don't want to risk running out of fuel and get overtaken by Perez. I don't think we're going to be able to get Grosjean now. Perez getting very racy with me, though. Perez getting very racy. I'm just going to cover the inside line so he can't get me there. Don't think we'll be able to dive bomb up here on Grosjean. I think he's got us. Raikkonen wins the first Grand Prix of the year. Well done, Kimi. Let's go for a Kimi championship. We've had three Vettels in a row. We've had 2 Hamiltons before that and 2 in F1 2016. So we crossed the line. What was that? 9th, I think it was. It was, and Jeffrey doesn't give a shit. So that's nice, Jeffrey. You know, cool, bro. So yeah, there you go. I know the flashbacks are frustrating, but you know what we're doing here on F1 2017. We're doing our best to get our reputation up and running. Oh, Ricciardo on the podium in Australia. Good job. Let's just take a little bit of a Gansky at the old replay here, just to get a bit of a look-see. And you're going to see me there kind of pushed out. That's where I think I tagged. Oh, God. Van Dorn. Oh, God, I've got a McLaren sandwich there, if you don't mind. It's a McLaren Toro Rosso club sandwich. There's all 4 of us there. We're hanging on. There's yellow flags going on behind us. Not sure exactly who was off or what the deal was there. Look at that for a dive bomb there. They get up close and personal there with, I think that was the Kev. And there you go, a bit of a start there. So Raikkonen, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Vettel, Bottas, Verstappen, Massa, Grosjean. President needs to look at the standings after one race, as they're pretty standard. But our best ever finish in Australia, folks. The very first time we've ever gotten points. And that means now that if you look at our consecutive points finishes, not just talking about finishes now. And okay, I know flashbacks are in here, but I mean, I didn't retire from that race, even my flashback. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 consecutive points finishes now. Broke my string of 3 consecutive podiums, but that's obviously off the back of last season. So there we go. We got a few points there. -2 points for 2 infractions incurred. So we'll get a first driver bonus of 18 points. That's all right. Our rivalry we should be winning. Yes, that's good. And our reputation's gone up a lot with Renault. Nothing with Red Bull really there, but that's definitely interesting in our career score. Well, there it is. So that's Australia. We'll be off to China next. Obviously, as I said, we're not doing an invitational mode next, but stay tuned for China. Remember to like, subscribe, comment. You are tuning into Casual Gamer Oz, and we'll speak to you in Shanghai. Good night.